Hello, welcome to Azure Administrator Az-104 video revamp. So in this particular video, we will talk about Lab 02B where it's manage governance via Azure policy. So the very first question would be where we are gonna manage Azure policy and governance. So the answer is of course on Azure resources. The next question might appear that is it something that we are going to apply policy and governance on each resources one by one? The answer might appear that of course this is not the efficient way. So what we will do is we will create a resource group and will put all the resources to that resource group, and of course the policy and governance will be inherited to all the resources. So here the first task is to create the resource group. So to do that we will just go to the go ahead and we will create a resource group. So when we hit on the plus create button here, in the there are few tabs here. So in middle here you see there is tag. So here you can give the tag something like whatever name you want to specify and whatever value you want to specify. Value you can specify like cost center. In name you can specify like prod or environment or something like that. So you can specify and then you can create the resource group. Now our first task is done. We have created the resource group. What is next? Now we need to enforce, we need to create the policy here. So to do that we will just go to the policy, and in policy when you search policy in the top search bar on the Azure portal, you will get this dashboard. And when you go to the policy, here on the left side panel you see different things. You can binge watch or binge review all of these things, but here for this particular lab, for our use cases, this tab is required, which is authenticating, so authoring. So in this you can see each things you can just review. In this first is the definitions. So definition is nothing but these are the predefined rules and something by the Microsoft itself, which you can take or inherit in your policy. You can just go ahead and check all the things. Now the next thing is assignments. So assignment tab is something where you will actually you will be creating your policy. So when you click on this assignments, so here on this dashboard where you will mention everything, like you can see there are several tabs available here. You will fill the details. Here you won't be seeing anything because the first basic you need to fill, and then only you will be allowed to fill other tabs. Here you see the red dot. So once you fill everything, and then at the end you can review and create. So once it is created, now the next is enforcing the policy on the resources. How you would be doing that? So of course, so just to check that what you will be doing, you will be creating a resource within that particular resource group. And of course, how would you do that? So you will go to that particular resource group, and you will pick any resource, and for my purpose I had chosen it for storage account. For you, you can choose for networking or something like that. So you can pick that up and create that. So of course, since after applying the policy and governance, you are creating the resource in that particular resource group, so of course it will be inheriting that policy and governance. So this is done. Now the next, you have applied the policy. Suppose you have also applied a policy that automated deletion, or you want to prohibit the deletion. So deletion must be prohibited by any other developer, even by admin, until unless some passcodes or something is not provided. So you have you have applied the lock here. So when you, in the resource itself, in a section you will be seeing something like lock. So you have already applied the lock. Now you want to test the lock, right? So what you would be doing that once your lock is applied, you can just go to the resource in the lock section, and here you can see that if the lock is already not applied, you can create. For me, it's already created on my screen. You can see that I had already created this lock. You can see you can do it by click on this plus add button. So now you need to test the policy which you have just applied, which is preventing the deletion of the resource. How would you do? You just go to that particular resource and try to delete that. When you try to delete that, let me just show you. It will definitely give you an error, and it will ask. Let me just go to the resource, all resources. So this is the resource which I had created for this particular lab purpose. So when I click on this particular resource, and here I see here on the top you see different tabs. Here you see delete button. When I click on this delete, it says that this policy is applied, hence hence you can't delete this resource. You see this error is it's throwing an error. Of course, this is something where which you wanted. This error is something which you wanted, and it will prevent to delete this resource. So yeah, this is something here you applied a policy on a resource in a particular resource group, and it worked successfully. So in this on this note, this lab completes. So see you in the next lab. Thank you.